sir. Yes, sir. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Hop.
Another great round of beer drinking with your boys, Gabe and Steven. And this is remarkable because, Steven, I can see you.
We're here.
Right in front of me.
I could touch you if I wanted to.
Please don't.
I'd rather not. Yeah, we're here. We're in studio, and it's
it's a studio in and of itself. I think we did pretty well with that. But both in the same location today.
Feels good. Plenty of COVID restrictions
protocols,
went into this.
Yes, all the good stuff.
But we had it on the books for a while because there was a little event this weekend.
Some sort of game or event.
Yeah, something. Some dudes were throwing something at each other. I don't know.
Yeah, they were throwing a pigskin around, and it was fun, and we ate a lot, and we can't wait to talk about it. But because of that, I don't know if you guys heard, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
Good.
Congrats.
Big ups,
whatever. So we decided to, like we did last year with the Kansas City Chiefs, we chose Boulevard Brewing out of Kansas City to represent them. So this time we got Cigar City Brewing out of good old Tampa Bay, Florida. So we are drinking what we are calling Tom Brady's favorite beer. If he had to drink a beer, probably not, but whatever.
Probably would be this or Athletic Brewing.
Yeah, so...
but yeah, Cigar City Brewing. Cigar City Brewing has been around forever. I mean, that's not true at all. We'll talk about when they started, but they feel like it to me. I mean, I've seen them all the time, and I don't know why. I just like... Well, I do know why, and I'll get into it. I just never reach for their options, but today...
Yeah, I'm glad we get to do this because I feel like it's an introduction to both of us.
Yeah,
in a way.
It's just something. I mean, I've had the Jai-Alai.
Right.
I've had some of their beers before. Sometimes you see it on tap, but like if I see it on a draft list, it's just never one that I reach for because I had associations that were incorrect. So
I didn't even know it was Tampa, to be honest with you. I thought it was like Jersey, or I thought it was New England, to be honest with you. So
I knew it was out of Florida, but I'm excited for this. This one was eye opening for us, and I think this is we say we're excited every week, but I really am excited for it.
Yeah, this one's cool.
Big ups to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for making us do this, because I don't know what we would have done if Kansas City won.
Yeah, we could have done Boulevard again, but we already did them. So
also they're in a.
They're dealing with some stuff,
things,
yeah. So, but they didn't win, shockingly.
Not at all.
I wasn't too upset because the Chiefs are in our division, so
we'll get into it. But
they won last year.
It was an opportunity for us to smoke some meat, which is my new favorite thing to do, and it was an opportunity for us to eat way too much food.
Oh man,
drink some amazing beer, and that's what the Super Bowl is. It's not even about the game.
When your team isn't in it, it's not about the game.
Yeah, I could not have felt less investment in that game last night, but I felt investment in the meat.
Damn straight.
That's what matters.
Damn straight.
You can find the show on Instagram and Twitter. We are at the HO Podcast. It's been brought to my attention we don't say our email address enough, so it's thehopod@gmail.com, thehopod@gmail.com. You can reach out to us. You can make beer suggestions. You can send us beer. We love that. If you send us beer, we will feature your brewery.
Absolutely.
If you brew out of your basement, we will talk about your house as if it's a brewery.
I mean, that's where the headquarters are, of course. Yeah.
We're on YouTube. Just search for the Hop Craft Beer Podcast. I don't really know what else to tell you on that. And if you subscribe and 100 of you do that, we can get our own YouTube URL so that we're much easier to find.
Click that bell.
Yep. Click the bell. Get notified whenever we post an episode or if we go live at any point. Who knows? It's something we could...
It's in the works.
Maybe.
Yeah, why not?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, all of those things. Wherever you listen to us, like and subscribe and follow the show. And most importantly, rate and review the show on there. You have no idea how helpful those rate and reviews are. Or maybe you do. I don't know. But they're very helpful to us. They help us tailor the show to you. They help us get a sense of what you're hearing, what you're listening, what you're yearning for. So make your voice heard and join the conversation over on Apple Podcasts. And we will be listening.
Hell yes.
Should we do some news, Gabe?
Sure, why not?
Beer news.
Yeah. Starting things off with the news and notes. we reported on this not too long ago about the can shortage regarding aluminum cans. You know, every brewery in America has suffered in some way. You know, other soda companies have suffered in some way with distribution due to COVID, due to this crazy times. So there is a big shortage, and the Brewers Association is continuing to struggle with the can shortage. And the CEO, Bob Pease, sent a letter to the Can Manufacturing Institute regarding the ongoing shortage of the aluminum cans. Basically, another call for help, reaching out and just letting them know, please, to proceed forward with getting them the aluminum and getting the can and getting this back on track. Due to the can shortage, there have been difficulties with canceled orders, and some manufacturers and breweries are being told they're not going to get the cans until the second quarter of 2021. Yikes, jinkies! Oh no, that cannot happen. Breweries do have bottles, but most of them don't. There are some breweries that are specific cans. So.
Cans are cheaper. Cans are safer. Cans are better for the environment. Cans are better for the beer.
Better for the beer.
Cans are just better. It takes so much less to put something in a can. That's why crowlers exist and they're not mini bottles, because you don't need a bottling machine to put something. It's just cans are the way the small brewery gets its product out the door. And with COVID and much less, on-site sales, on-tap sales, cans are what's been the thing. So, there's nothing that can be done in the short term to deal with this, but this was sort of a plea for this to be a consideration.
And I feel like we can all help by continuing to recycle, continuing to, if you're like us and you want to keep the can art, maybe take a photo of it and then recycle it. Let's get the aluminum, keep moving. You can read the letter that Bob Pease sent to the Brewers Association online. Again, asking for a lot of help. It's a 2-page letter regarding survival during and after the pandemic.
Moving on, I just need to let this out. I just need to let it out.
We feel some type of way about this one.
Jim Beam can go fuck itself. That's the headline here. Jim Beam, listen, here's the deal. Jim Beam released a commercial in which they essentially shit on the craft beer drinker and pitch their own product as a superior option. Now, this is, first of all, I just want to say that Anheuser-Busch did this a few years ago. It was 2015. They released a commercial for the Super Bowl, which it was, I remember seeing it during the Super Bowl and just thinking like, there's no other words.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
It was an ad that basically called Budweiser, quote, the beer brewed the hard way, which implies that craft beer is brewed the easy way.
Yeah.
First of all, if you put corn syrup in, that's Molson Coors. You know what?
Pump the brakes.
I take that back.
I know you want to play the drop.
But Budweiser also mentioned that their beer is, quote, not meant to be fussed over or dissected. So, they essentially called craft beer drinkers nerds, fussy, just said that we make, and we host a beer podcast, so I get it. But it was just so, just a shot for no reason. And Anheuser-Busch is the largest beer producer. They have a majority of beer sales against all craft beer. There was just no reason for it. And it's ironic that you're targeting beer drinkers and basically saying, don't be a nerd. Like, it's just a weird way of marketing it. So, and it also ended by saying, quote, let them drink their pumpkin peach ale, which... Go fuck yourself, ABI. That sounds delicious.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is there. And also, we might be a little more picky and fussy, but first of all, not everyone's like that. And second of all, sorry, our beer tastes better.
Exactly. Well, the beer camp, it didn't work. I mean, the commercial got pulled pretty quickly. It isolated beer drinkers, and it is pretty ironic because Anheuser-Busch has a craft beer division.
Yeah.
They go out of their way to scoop craft beer up off the streets and ruin it by putting it into their craft beer division. And so clearly they understand that there's a market there. But anyway, this isn't about ABI. This is about Jim Beam. And so Beam Suntory, which is the company that owns Jim Beam, and they tried this similar technique. Now, in fairness, Their commercial is less offensive to me. However,
Was it in the Super Bowl this year?
it wasn't in the Super Bowl,
Okay.
but it's an ad that's, I think it came out actually in September, but it's
Interesting.
getting attention now.
Yeah.
Essentially, this customer comes to the bar. The bartender says to him, "Do you want another beer?" And then he proceeds to get pitched weird beer options from very strange people all around him, including a group of people that offer him an IPA with goat's milk. It's like a lot of extreme beer. And then the bartender offers him a beam and ginger highball, saying, let's try something different. Now, the commercial did not show the presumed hangover the guy had the next day, but we can read between the lines.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go out on a limb and just say, when it comes to whiskey, I prefer JMO. So Jim Beam, step it up.
Yeah, and when it comes to putting it in a barrel, which is the sub-tagline of our show, Jim Beam, maybe we're not going to use your barrels when we brew our beer. So, fuck you. I'll say it again.
Yeah, eat it. Moving right along, Heineken is getting into the slim can game.
Now I can play it. Because it's the same. It's the same. I think it.
There we go.
Go ahead.
I don't really know how this changes things. It's still Heineken. If it's a slimmer can, it's less beer.
No. It's like a 6 point. It's like a slim can. But it's still 12 ounces. It's one of those.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's the same amount of beer. Okay.
Same beer.
So it just looks different. It's easier to hold on to.
Your hand will be less tired because you can.
That's all I got. Yeah, it's
grip.
We did some research about the idea behind it, and we're looking for the angle of, okay, what does this mean? And it was just like, yeah, no, it's just marketing is throwing a curveball. So
it's not news. It's just fun.
It's just fun. So Heineken is getting skinnier, which is ironic because drinking it won't make you skinnier.
Well, look out for skinny Heinekens.
Skinny Heinekens, they're a thing, and they'll fit a little more easily in koozies.
Finally, this week in Gross, we're bringing back the segment, and you were warned. We said a couple weeks ago this was going to be happening, and guess what? It's happening. There's Pickle beer.
Woo!
This comes to us from Freetail Brewing out of San Antonio, and they have partnered with the Pickle Juice Company to produce an original kettle-soured pickle beer that the company is calling a, quote, salty pickle brew. Yum. From the brewery, quote, the kettle-soured Pickle Goza beer features the vinegar profile from pickle juice for a light lemon sour taste with a strong salty presence. Now, I gotta give props to you, Gabe, because when we did our trends to look for in 2021,
oh, right,
pickle flavor was on the list. That was the curveball. We were like, yum. Okay.
Listen, here's the thing. I would be very interested in at least trying it because I like the pickleback shots. You do like a shot of whiskey, pickle juice, and it masks the flavor. I don't know why, but for some reason I crumbled a little bit when you said vinegar profile.
But the reason I have to give you credit is because when I said that on the show, you said, well, I mean, salty, think of a Goza. Like and that's exactly what it is.
I'm smart.
The company's press release is very aware of how this is going to be taken, and they said,
have to be.
And they said it's actually really good. And honestly, if you're in San Antonio and you can get your hands on it, please let us know, because it's in This Week in Gross, but I'm not as repulsed as I normally am.
Yeah, there are a lot of other things that we have just been like, oh God, no.
Yeah.
This one's more of This Week in Gross /
You remember the mustard beer?
I was just thinking
that's a no.
Mustard beer, and then even I was gonna say the Hot Wings beer, but that's another one. It's like I would like to try it.
Yeah,
I don't know that I would like it, but I'd like to try it.
Gabe, I'm thirsty.
And I have a toast to bring us all together. I've got a toast, and then I've got a quote.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me who you think the quote is by. Fun little game.
Ooh. All right.
Laugh at all things, great and small things, sick and well at sea or shore. While we are quaffing, let's have laughing, who the devil cares for more. Let's drink the liquid of amber so bright, let's drink the liquid with foam snowy white. Let's drink the liquid that brings all good cheer. Oh, where is the drink like old-fashioned beer? And the quote, Sometimes getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth is the hardest part of the day. It all just hurts. Who do you think said that? I'll give you a hint. It was a sports player.
J.J. Watt.
Well, you're in the right sport.
Aaron Donald. Oh.
Tom Brady.
Tom said that?
That's a Tom Brady quote. His hardest part of his day is brushing his teeth. Not getting tackled, not throwing a pick, not being in the Super Bowl, brushing his teeth.
JJ was a bad pick because I know that man gets up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and he doesn't, nothing hurts him.
Nothing.
So,
he hurts other things.
That's fair. Tom, maybe if you're retired, maybe it's time.
Finally, please.
If brushing your teeth hurts, I think it's time to hang it up.
I think it's time to hang it up.
So, you've probably heard of Cigar City. I would think we have our hands on. So we're not doing the Jai because
no, we thought that would be too expected.
We're not doing the brown. Which
we wanted
is
to branch out a little bit.
We're gonna do some ones that we feel are a little different. Hopefully, it'll titillate you. And
we hope so.
We're kicking things off with one of their year rounders. It's their Margarita Goza. This is a German style sour ale with orange, lime, and salt. It is 4.2% ABV. It's apparently got 5 IBUs. SRM chart, they have it at a 4. It's a very like orange-ish amber.
Orange juice-ish.
Yeah. Beer Advocate has it at 90. Untapped has it at 3.54. 4 is a little light for me, SRM wise. I mean,
I was going off of what the website said, so blame them.
This is sometimes when we get SRM numbers off of websites, they tend to be a little bit suspect to me. But this is more orange than yellow. 4 is a little light. I would put it around a 6 or 7 myself.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely no head to speak of. We poured it, barely any.
Nothing.
And it dissipated almost immediately.
It's good beer though. It was canned not too long ago.
Not too long ago, but it's just not that kind of beer. It's very clean in the glass. There's not a lot of lacing. There is plenty of carbonation, plenty of bubbles coming up. So you can see that it's good, but not a lot of head to speak of.
One of the best parts, I think, is the note from the brewery. Throw on your Hawaiian shirt and your lederhosen and meet Cigar City Brewing at the intersection of traditional German brewing and tropical relaxation. We've taken our German-style Goza, an ancient style of moderate alcohol beer brewed with salt, and given it to the coastal treatment by adding orange peel and lime essence to create the perfect warm weather ale. How much salt do you smell off of that?
I smell a good amount of salt and a whole lot of smalt.
A whole lot of smalt. Dude, there's so much smalt. It's like crazy.
So I smell salt. I smell citrus. I smell more. I don't smell more orange than lime, but I smell orange almost as much as lime, and I don't get as much lime off it as I thought I would.
Yeah, I feel like off first sniff you get the lime, and then the more you smell it, the more it kind of goes away.
I get a lot of florality. I get a lot of wheat. Like there's a wheatiness to this. It almost smells like a Belgian sort of style, like that coriander, that plenty of yeast, that bread, all of that comes through, which is surprising to me because it's a Goza.
It does. It does have a lot of that, which is interesting, but again, it doesn't mask the flavor of the salty Goza, but it's definitely like plays another element, and it makes it just very, very different.
Yeah, I would say the nose is fairly. I mean, it's a 4%. It's a summer sipper. It's an easy drinker.
Seawater.
The nose is. This would go perfectly with beach air.
100%.
Yeah.
This is where we were just playing volleyball on the beach, and you and I, if we're on a team, we obviously won. And then we decided to...
Mostly because of you.
Sure. Okay. And then we decided to take a break and, let's hand me a beach beer. And somebody handed us this,
Yes.
And
we celebrated our volleyball victory.
Well, yeah. We play volleyball on the beach, right?
I would not.
Yeah, you would if I said you would. I'd be like, Steven, you're tall.
This is how Gabe and I, like, when it comes to competitive things, I mean, like, even when we lived together in New York, like, every bar we went into, there'd be pool.
Yeah,
there'd be
dartboard. Let's go. Load them up.
And my fear is always someone else is going to come along and want to join. Like, I'm down to do it with you because you know I'm an idiot. But if, like, we get... You remember that one bar we went to in Vermont? We just wanted to play some pool. And I like pool. I used to have a pool table. Like, I'm into it. And next thing we know, we get challenged by some dude. And this dude, I mean, I didn't take a shot.
Oh, yeah.
This dude just clunk.
It was doubles. It was me and you and the other two guys. And the one guy was like, you guys go first. And I think, like, we missed. And we were like, your turn. And then,
this dude stood up like he was a professional pool player. And I
don't even think his partner did anything. His partner was just looking at us like, yeah, this happens
He just walked around the table and just sank 9 balls. Anyway, I digress. Back to this beer.
Let's drink to him.
Let's drink to him and to our impending volleyball victory.
I am getting margarita-like flavors. I don't know that it's straight margarita, like, oh yeah, it's margarita in a beer. I think we've had other beers that we've been able to say margarita in a can.
Yeah.
This one is in that direction. There's a little bit of that saltiness, that lime flavor, that margarita flavor. But like I said, I feel like it's a margarita-inspired beer rather than a margarita beer.
I think you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what I was going to say. Here's the problem.
Bang! Exclamation point!
Now, here's the problem for me. The tequila.
That's what I'm thinking of. Exactly. Yeah.
The tequila, the one that I had from Licking Hole.
Woo!
That was aged on the tequila oak spirals. This one, I mean, and this is not even trying to be that. So I'm not saying that this should be compared to that. I'm just saying if what you're trying to do is put a margarita in a can, what this is missing is tequila.
Yeah.
And that's not taking anything away from the beer. But I think there are, like you said, margarita-like flavors. I definitely get lime and I get a saltiness. There's a good bit of zing.
Yeah.
It's a solid Goza. Definitely does the Goza thing.
Yeah.
It's refreshing as
I was just going to say the back end and like the last thing you taste, it's very, very clean. It's very, very just, there's not a lot of, bitterness is only 5. So that makes sense. But it's just, it goes down so well. It literally tastes like a fruity tropical drink. Yeah.
And I mentioned on the nose that I got like a good bit of wheat, yeast, coriander. None of that's in the flavor. The flavor is you put your teeth into a lime and took a squeeze. I mean, it's pretty citrus, salt.
Maybe it's because we had them last night, but all I can think of is the Tostitos with a hint of lime.
We had them last night?
I did. Did you not?
Oh, I forgot those were there.
Well, yeah, they were on the table.
Yeah. It's that those are a little sweeter than I think this is, but I see what you're saying. Like
it's
that lime bit in the mouth, it's clean, like you said. It's crisp. It's pretty dry. It's definitely it's definitely sour. I mean, it's tart. Like your first sip of it is like it's a little puckering.
It is, but I felt as though the pucker was only on the first sip. I think sips 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 9, 10, 11. I haven't gotten there yet, but we'll get there. That I think after the first sip, your taste buds kind of get used to it, and it doesn't really taste like a sour after the first sip for me.
It's a solid Goza.
Yeah.
It's not the best Goza I've ever had. It's a good one, though. And it's reminiscent of a margarita. It's not a margarita in a can.
No.
I think that pretty much, I'm repeating what we've said, but I think like that's a concise way to break it down,
Beach season.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me want to, I think the last time I was at a beach, normally like when I go to a beach, it's like throw the football around, maybe volleyball, like you play games and you have fun, you go in the water. I think the last time I went to the beach, I just sat there and drank. And I was just like, I'm totally fine with this. I think I'm just getting to that age now where I'm just like, I just want to put my feet up.
You know what? Let's just chill. Yeah, that's why the beach becomes cooler when you get older. Like as a kid, I liked going there, but it was like, it's sandy, it's a mess. I gotta take a shit. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Going to the beach now is like, can we just put a chair down?
Chair, umbrella, cooler. Done. Living your best life. And
this is the perfect beer for that because we like to say it all the time, but like a day drinking event like this isn't going to weigh you down.
No.
It's crisp and clean in the mouth.
Yeah.
It leaves plenty of room for whatever's to come.
Yeah.
And it's also 4.2% ABV, so it's not going to kill you.
No.
You know?
I would love to pair this with some sort of food dish. I feel like this would be, if you don't like tequila, if you don't like margaritas, but you like the flavor, maybe get this instead when you go out to dinner. You can have this with tacos, a quesadilla here and there, nachos.
And if you're someone who's like, your friends are all packing a cooler of beer to go down to the beach and you're more of a wine or cocktail drinker and you don't want to bring your cocktail shaker down to the beach, this is a good one to reach for.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Really easy drinking. It doesn't have any of that IPA bite that you may not like. It doesn't have any of those quote unquote beer flavors that you might associate with like a Pilsner, a Budweiser, things like that. It's a really different drinking experience. It's one that is I would think would be very surprising to someone who's like, I don't like beer. It's part of their year-round series because
Correct.
They're in Tampa. So it's tropical all year round there.
Those lucky bastards.
So Cigar City Brewing, they were founded in 2007 by Joey Redner. He was he's a fifth generation Floridian. Good for him.
I love the term Floridian. I don't know why. You can't say that, but like, what's Connecticut? Connecticution or something?
That is not real. That's just what I call them.
Okay, well, Connecticut, but Floridian just sounds so nice. Continue.
What do you call people from
Montana? Montanian.
Montanonians.
Montagonian. No. We're just making up stuff at this point.
So this is from Brew Brown, but Cigar City Brewing is Florida's premier craft brewery company, delivering tropically inspired handmade ales and lagers to beer lovers across the country, led by its flagship Jai-Alai IPA. Cigar City Brewing has used beer to tell the story of the history and culture of Tampa since its inception in 2009. Well, they were founded in 2007, Brewbound.
Right, but their first beer that they brewed was on January 30th, 2009.
Yeah.
So founded,
That's fair.
Yeah.
The brewery currently produces over 180,000 barrels of beer annually, equating to over 2 million cases of beer being sold across its entire footprint.
Sheesh.
Plenty of awards and accolades, which we will get into. They're also part of the Canarchy Craft Brewery Collective. So this is the thing. I had said at the top, I had some misconceptions about Cigar City and fellas or ladies, whoever works there, I owe you an apology. This is my bad. I thought you were owned by the Giant. I thought it was an ABI. That was an association in my head, and I was wrong. They're part of this Canarchy Craft Brewery Collective, which they co-founded along with Oscar Blues Brewing out of Colorado. Another brewery I definitely thought was ABI. So
another brewery we should feature at some point.
That's a whoopsies from Steven. I own that. That is my bad. But today, this collective includes Oscar Blues, Cigar City, Perrin Brewing, as well as the Utah Brewers Cooperative outfit that includes the Wasatch and Squatters brands, both of which I've had before. So they're part of this collective, which, so is like 6 Point and Stillwater.
Yeah.
Southern Tier, those ones that I love up here. So they're a part of their own sort of cooperative like that, but they're still very much craft beer, very much independently owned. They're definitely not ABI.
Hell yeah.
Again, that's a whoopsies.
That's a whoopsies. They, as Steven mentioned, everything is done manually. They say no computers are anywhere near the brew house. Everything is done by hand since day one, which is really awesome. Many of the beers are inspired by Florida culture / weather, aka this beach beer, as we're going to call it now. It's just very all about they have a lot of beers that are very tropical. They have all of the other, we'll get into it later on what they have, but they have all the classic styles, but I feel like for the most part they've got just themed and tasteful beers that remind you of the state of Florida, if not Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't have a Buccaneers beer.
Well, they didn't miss a beat. They're on message. We'll get into that.
That's true.
They're there for it, but yeah, it's a fantastic brewery that has continued to grow, and if you see their SKUs, reach for them, especially if it's not. I mean, the Jai is great. It's a solid IPA. Also, their first beer was their brown ale.
Yeah,
that was the first one they released, but there's plenty to offer, as hopefully you'll see by the end of this episode. We're going to do some weirder ones, but yeah, they're just a great brewery, and so many beers.
Yeah, they have a lot of beers, and they contribute to a vegan lifestyle. None of their beers
They are a vegan brewery.
None of their beers are made with. Forgive me, I don't know a lot about. I know it's anything animal related.
Yeah, so like vegetarian is like we only eat meat.
We only eat meat? Yes, if you're a vegetarian, all you eat is meat.
Yep.
You don't eat meat.
Vegetarian is no meat. Vegan is nothing from an animal. So that no eggs, no milk, no, none of that stuff.
And I guess gelatin is from
apparently
a pig or something, but yeah.
But I don't really know, like, if in your general beer, like, what wouldn't be vegan about it. But, they do make a point to say, like, if we put lactose in our beer, it's lactose, like, enzyme. It's not milk.
Right. Yeah, it's actual lactose.
I don't know, if I'm being honest, how unique that is. Like, what breweries are vegan. I mean, if you're brewing something super weird with why wouldn't put like an egg?
Yeah, I just thought it was cool because I don't think I've seen any other brewery like go out of their way to be like, oh, by the way, we're vegan.
Yeah, maybe it's a crowning achievement. I don't know.
Cool. Like
I could be wrong. I don't know anything about vegans.
Second beer.
Let's do it.
Second beer.
What is it?
It is the Florida Man DIPA. It is another year-rounder double IPA. It is one of their more popular ones that we've seen. This is another one of those beers that you can kind of get anywhere when Cigar City is involved.
Popular with me. That's for you.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
How much I love a DIPA.
Love me some DIPAs. This one's pretty hefty at 8.5%. 50 IBUs to speak of. On the SRM chart, the Cigar City had listed as an 8. We're looking at another orange, dark.
Now that tracks for me. I mean,
this
7,
one,
8 is where I would put. I mean, honestly, like, what's the color difference between these two beers here? Because to me, like, even
the DIPA is a little bit brighter, I think.
Yeah, I think the Goza is almost darker on the SRM chart. Anywho, they put it at an 8.
Yeah.
Which tracks.
Beer Advocate gave it an 88. Untapped gave it a 3.85. We are both drinking out of, these are tulip glasses, right? You've got a Tiku.
I got a Tiku. You got more of a stem
This
glass.
looks like a wine glass.
Yeah, but it's not. That's the key. The can says on it, brewed with a crazy amount of hops. And boy, that makes me happy. I do love hops.
Woohoo!
It's the name of our show. And the hops in here are Citra, Azacca, Eldorado, and Mandarina, Bavarian. Some versions have Galaxy as well. Boy, I hope there's Galaxy in this one. This is made with double IPA yeast, as well as a bit of Canadian honey malt.
Canadian honey malt. That when I read that, I thought, I don't know if we've ever had that.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't even know if I've seen DIPA yeast. I didn't know there was yeast specific to that.
Yeah, they were very specific about it on the site, and we wanted to report the story. Nice little head retention there. I think it was a lot cloudier when we poured it.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. It doesn't look like a New England IPA. It's a little cloudy, but it's not very hazy to me. It's kind of dissipated into a ring around the glass, but it already had some decent lacing. You can tell it's going to be kind of sticky.
Sticky, bro.
And the nose.
Hops on. Peter Hop Peter
Here comes
Cottontail.
Peter Hoppendale.
I was gonna say Hoppentail. That's oh boy. Peter Cottontail is hopping all the way down for this beer because it just smells like a bite.
Yeah, it's tropical. It's citrusy hops. It's a lot. It's very juicy. A lot of those mango, peach, nectarine, maybe a little grapefruit, but definitely a pininess, a bitterness. This is one that I can already tell is just gonna sink its claws in us in a good way. Not a lot of malt to speak of on the nose. Mostly what you get hit with is citrus and hoppy bite.
Let's bite down.
We don't get to do this in person.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right? Well, we do, just not on the mics. Ooh.
Oh.
It's a bite, but it's a smooth bite. It goes down easily. There's not a lot of that bitterness. 50 IBUs, I don't think so. I want to say less.
I want to say more. This is resiny. This is what I love off the resin. This is that.
Right. It's that, but I don't know that I'm getting bitter. You know? Especially not in the back end. Like, I don't get that.
Back of your palate, you're not getting, because I get a good bite in the back of my palate, and I get a good.
I'm getting. I think what I'm trying to say is like it's very clean. It's very just like easy going down. Like I'm getting the bite. I'm not getting the like. Oh man, it's there. You know what I mean?
It's not painful.
No, of course not.
But it's delicious. This is. I mean, yeah. I get upfront peach, all of the stuff that I mentioned off the nose, all that citrus. I don't get a lot of bread or malt on this. Like
no.
There's a backbone there, but I mean it's a DIPA and it's supposed to be bitter and it is. And in the back of it, I get like this is much more West Coast DIPA to me than New England DIPA.
Yes, this is like the West Coast brother, I think.
Yeah.
This is not a New England juicy, you know.
It's smooth, which is I think is to your point, but it's sticky, it's sturdy in the mouth, it's strong bodied. It's a slow sipper.
I'm going to call it dangerous at 8.5. I don't know if I'm getting 8.5 off of this.
I'm getting, I don't know if I'm getting quite 8.5. It's a little bit like you could just keep going back for more. And because it is bitter, it leaves you kind of thirsty.
Well, I will say that. I was just about to say that. It does make me thirsty. Like I am, I've been taking sips, so 100%. But yeah, it does have that pininess to it, and that
as opposed to that Goza, which was more refreshing. This is more like drink me again.
Yeah, this is more. We're at a bar.
Yeah.
I would love this on tap at the brewery.
It's very good. If you do not like IPAs, you will not like this beer. If you do like IPAs, you will like this beer. I realize we didn't read the brewery's description of it.
Oh, please do. Okay. I'll let you read it, but I just want to say one thing. This is the most Florida thing I have ever read in my life.
Okay. The world needs heroes, and in our home state of Florida, only a very special hero will do. A hero with a shark tooth around his neck, a Grim Reaper tattoo on his arm, and a rap sheet longer than his mama's mustache. A hero who's forgotten more about amateur taxidermy and alligator wrestling than you'll ever know. What better way to pay tribute to our beloved Florida man than with a big old double India Pale Ale brewed with nearly criminal amounts of hops and a moderate bitterness that's just about matches Florida man's general disposition. This hopped up whopper of a beer is big in character and guaranteed to sear itself into your memory just like the world's worst superhero, Florida man. What?
Exactly. I read this and I thought, yeah, we're in Florida, all right.
That's Florida.
I feel like this, if you look at the can, it's got the alligator on it. So I'm thinking like this just reminds me of like the Everglades.
Yeah, it is. It is a very Florida can, to say the least. And I don't know what most of that meant.
Longer than my mama's mustache. I was
tracking until the mustache.
Yeah, you lost me there, yeah.
But to me, it's really fucking good.
It is very good. This. Yeah, I don't know if I love the description, but I do love the beer. I did read a review that I thought was kind of funny. Smooth and well executed, like a Brady-led drive. Delightful football watching beer. And I have to say, I kind of wish we had this yesterday because this would have been a good Super Bowl watching beer.
You know what? By the time the game started, I couldn't have handled this, if I'm being honest with you.
That's true. Yeah, we started, I think we were getting food ready and we were preparing, and then at a certain point we had to play Monopoly, our go-to game, and then at one point we both were just
wait. I won.
Yay!
Just say it.
Anywho, yeah, Steven did win. Who cares? You had 3 houses. Anyway, by the time we started, by the time the game started, we were not in beer number 2. We were involved in bottle number 2.
Yeah, and they were some pretty intense.
They were hefty.
They were some wild ones. Anyway, this is about Cigar City, and they've brewed a delightful DIPA, which, like I said, it leaves you a little thirsty, so then I can go back to my Goza to just quench that thirst.
Exactly.
This is gonna be weird, but
you get one flavor on one, and then you can reset it with the lime.
Oh yeah, that pulled me in a different direction. But
it's interesting.
Man, I do love the DIPA.
And I believe we mentioned it, but I just want to say it again. It is a year-rounder, so you can get this whenever you want. Yep. This is a good one to get if you like IPAs.
Yeah,
grab it.
An IPA person or a double IPA person, go after the Florida Man. It's different from the Jai-Alai. It's not their basic. It's something a little twist on it.
Yeah.
And if you don't like IPAs, steer clear. Back away.
If you don't like IPAs, give it to us.
This.
We'll drink it.
Yes. We have one more of their beers to drink.
Oh boy.
To just bring it home.
Yeah,
so,
why not? Why don't we go and do that?
Let's do that. Yes.
And yeah.
All right. So for number 3, we have the Cubano style Espresso brown ale. Now for this one, I had mentioned that their first beer they dropped was a brown ale. This is an espresso version of it. It's a brown ale with coffee, cacao nibs, and lactose. This is one of their special releases.
Yes.
So
we're getting away from the year-rounders. We got something different. Yeah.
Something a little different. Something a little new. It's 5.5% ABV. The brewery says 25 IBUs. Beer Advocate has it at 92. Untapped has it at 3.99. And on the SRM chart, they have it at a 30. I
don't know. I couldn't wait to talk about this. They have it as a 30.
I'm going to go...
It kind of looks like a 40, maybe in the light a 39, 38.
Maybe a 39, 38, but it's pretty jet
It's pretty dark.
Black. Yeah. This is a brown... This ale is brown.
This is a brown ale that's brown. We poured it a little while ago. Very slight tan head retention that went away kind of quickly.
Yep.
We got like a small little ring around, and I can, it's like a foot away from my face, and I can already smell the coffee and the espresso.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
That hit me right away. It was like right away. Coffee coming off it as you poured it.
I did smell it as well, but still.
Dark coffee, espresso,
Dark roast, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're both drinking out of tulip glasses, and yeah, I've got like a ring around the glass. Little bit of lacing, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And the carbonation seems pretty gentle, but we'll see when we get into it. But on the nose, I mean...
Coffee
and chocolate, milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate, 100%.
Malted milk chocolate balls, like whatever those, like a malted milkshake or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just
fresh
thinking,
coffee beans. Like, okay, you go to the mall and there's that coffee bean in there.
Yes.
Like the one that's in the mall where they're like grinding fresh coffee beans all the time.
Yes. This is not, Dunkin' or Starbucks. We love them, but it's not them. This is your mom and pop shop coffee shop. Mom and pop shop coffee shop. I've been drinking. But it's really got that very powerful coffee smell. It kind of smells... I usually put like milk or cream in my coffee. I know you like it just regular black.
Jet black, baby.
So I feel like that is in this direction. So I feel like this is like the beer version of the coffee you usually get.
But this is more iced coffee or dark roast. Like there's something cool about this. There's a dryness to this. There's a nuttiness to this.
We should be wearing sunglasses.
That could
like
be
just
arranged.
looking we look cool.
But it's not like it's not like the coffee I get from Dunkin' Donuts. It's more like a cold brew.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
like a cold press iced coffee. Other than that, I don't smell a lot of hops. I don't.
No.
I mean, roasted malt.
Roasted malt, but that's kind of a given.
Yeah, true.
The note from the brewery says, this English-style brown ale is brewed with a heap of Cuban-style espresso beans from Tampa's Buddy Brew Coffee. Lactose and cacao are added as well, creating a bold ale that brings to mind a fine cup of Cuban coffee. Again, I want to reiterate this. We've been drinking. I would 100% agree with that just based off of the smell. Real quick about Tampa's Buddy Brew Coffee. Very good coffee shop. They already have a type of coffee called Tampa Bay, like Champions Tampa Bay.
Is that
for the Buccaneers?
Wait, did they have that before the Buccaneers?
I don't know, but they do have it.
Because I only say that because they said Tampa Bay on the broadcast last night.
That
Jim
is
Nance
true.
And Tony Romo said that because Tampa was in the World Series and they won the
Stanley Cup. Hockey thing. They won the hockey trophy. We like some sports more than others. Yes, that is true. So they might have had it already, but I did think it was kind of funny. Tampa Bay.
That's great.
But yeah.
This beer has won awards on awards.
Damn straight.
It won Best Florida Beer. It won awards at the Best Florida Beer Championships. It won gold in flavored beer, bronze in Best of Show Beer. In 2011, it won gold in fruit vegetable spice beer.
That was the category.
That's weird.
I don't know where they got vegetable from, but...
And then in 2012, it won silver in the flavored beer category. I wouldn't call this a whatever. I'm not here to judge their competitions. Let's taste this bad Larry.
Cigar City.
Wow, you're crushing it.
Oh man, I need something to eat. It's been real. And beer number 3, let's see.
What I will say is that the coffee is obviously there, but this is much more roasty coffee-y than sweet. And on the nose, it was more sweet. Like the nose, I got more, milk chocolate, malted chocolate. This, when I take a sip of it, it's like, espresso. You know, more like drinking a cup of coffee.
Yeah, espresso. It's like, I don't want this to sound negative because it's not, but bitter coffee. And that may be just because it's a beer and it's bitter, but it's got that rich, dark roast, keep you up all night espresso coffee flavor to it. The chocolate's there on the taste, but it's more on the nose. I think you said that right.
There's a nice sweetness to it. There's some milk, sugar, the lactose comes through. There's definitely a creaminess to it and a caramel quality that I like quite a bit.
It's in the back end, but it's there.
Subtle, but it's there. Yeah. It's that lactose that they added to it. It helps the creaminess. It helps the flavor. It helps this sort of, medium-bodied thing that we're drinking.
It's not too strong, though. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's got a decent, good amount of carbonation, but it's not overpowering. It's not going to punch you in the mouth. It is very just... It is what it is, Yeah,
I mean... It's sweeter on the nose than it is in the taste, but it's not like, oh my God, that's so bitter, like roasted malt bitter. That's so much flavor. I need to take my time. Like it's very English. They called it an English style brown ale.
Yeah.
It's that, that's, what is that English one? Samuel Smith kind of fits into that category with me. Like,
yeah, maybe. I think know.
So. That's the one with the nut brown.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's very good, very flavorful. The back end, it leaves your mouth just, there's like a lingering roasted malt, lingering bitterness from that. It's not sweet like a dessert beer. Took the words right out, get out of my brain. Same thing. I was just going to dude. What are the rest of those lyrics? Get in the back seat,
baby. Yeah. Oh man, we have too much fun. Yes. Seriously though, I was just gonna say like it's not. I wouldn't call it a dessert beer.
Yeah. No, not at all. It's sweet but not too sweet. It's definitely a solid. I think I haven't had their brown ale in a while, but I'd like to have that and compare it to this. I think that this my guess is that this is a nice sort of level up from that. The brown ale's been around obviously since 2009, so this is one that's now one of their special releases. But it's got the added coffee, and it's got a much more coffee roasted character to it than a typical brown ale does. It's delicious. It's one that you could enjoy maybe over a cigar with a nice Cubano. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you might as well, right? I really enjoy it. I think it has a lot of especially if you love coffee and espresso. I don't think it's too overpowering. I know the way we've talked about it might scare some people off, but I think if you let me put it to you this way. If you can handle the Florida man, you can handle this.
If you like stouts and you like roasted malt and you like that kind of stuff, you will like this. It's very good. I want to just we need to move on to other things real quick. So I just want to make sure we cover the rest of Cigar City Brewing because they have so much to offer. Plenty of beers on tap, as we've mentioned. We've talked about they have a new release that just came out, and that sounds delicious. They do this thing every year called their Hunahpu Imperial Stout. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Your guess is as good as mine.
It's something they do every year. They've done it for a few years. They had originally done it as part of I think it was their 10th anniversary. Mm-hmm. So that would have been 2019,
yeah.
Right? Math. But it was so popular they kept doing it. I mean, it made the list of Beer Advocate and Rate Beer's best beers in the world.
Yeah. So
they keep doing it, and they just announced the details for their 2021 release. This is the kind of thing. It comes out in March, and they have a lottery system, which you can enter through February 12th to be able to get a bottle of this, a 750 ml bottle of this. This year's version is a monolithic dark beer brewed with cinnamon, vanilla, cacao nibs, and chili peppers. Gabe, stay away. Stay away.
Yes, wait, are we looking at the same thing? Apple brandy barrel aged?
I'm looking at this is this year's. This is a
Oh, okay, because I'm looking at one that's pretty much the same thing, and it's apple brandy version. But I mean, again, both of those sound absolutely incredible.
It's just that they did it in 2019, and so that it was so popular, they've done it again and again. So it's an annual thing now.
Right, and also, screw you. I'll try it. I'll try it and get back
Gabe
to you.
Hates.
That's not true. But they have something for everyone. Just looking on their special release section, I'm looking at a German-style fest beer, English-style pub ale, Italian-style pilsner, Czech-style dark lager. I wouldn't expect them to have all this stuff. West Coast-style IPA.
Me likey
Sukasa.
Exclamation point!
And just like AleSmith, they have a barrel-aged beer club.
They do.
Plenty of beautiful barrels, and this one is it's called the El Catador Club, and it's a members-only barrel-aged beer club that was established in 2013, and the goal is to foster a community of craft beer lovers who appreciate our most ambitious and interesting brewing projects. That's us. We appreciate them. We should be a part of that. We should join it.
We should join every brewery that we featured if they have some sort of club or some sort of cellar dweller.
Cellar dweller.
We should join, and
this
entire room would just be filled with barrel-aged bottles. Oh god.
That sounds expensive.
Yikes.
But yeah, I mean, check it out. You get 2 500 ml bottles of 7 barrel-aged beers for a total of 14 beers, plus a welcome gift, plus a 20% discount for purchases at the tap room, and more things. So
things that other people can't get that you can get. Mm-hmm. That's the most interesting part to me.
So if you're around Cigar City Brewing, check it out. But all right, real quick, very quickly, let's rank these puppies.
Oof.
Go ahead. It's really a choice between 2 for the number 1 spot, I think. And then
number 3, Margarita Goza.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But compared to the other two. I think normally I would go in a certain direction. I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to go 3 Margarita Goza, 2 Florida Man, 1 Espresso.
I thought you were going to do that, and I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to do Margarita Goza. Number 2 is going to be the Espresso, which I loved.
Yes.
And number 1 is the Florida Man, just because I love
the only reason we're ranking it the way we are is because of we only have these 3 beers. Like the Margarita Goza was great, and I don't always go in that direction, but we really enjoyed it.
All right, for our fun topic, I mean, we have to just talk about it for a few minutes. So here's the thing. I did not care about that game.
I kind of did.
I had a hard time trying to figure out who to root for because initially going into it, I thought Tom Brady can go fuck himself because of what and I say that with love, because of what he did to my team. Yeah. So I'm rooting for the Chiefs. And then a couple hours before the game started, I went, oh, wait. If the Chiefs lose to the Bucs, then it wasn't the Packers' fault. It's just the Bucs.
Right.
Like it's not our fault we lost him. Pat Mahomes lost to him too. So basically the Packers could be the Chiefs.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers basically is Pat Mahomes. It's all the same.
The way he justifies these things is hilarious.
Tom Brady's just unbeatable. So that at that point, I decided I was rooting for the Bucs.
Yes. I was rooting for the Bucs just because, like I said, the Chiefs are in the Chargers division. So,
yeah, of course.
I mean, it was weird. It's one of those things where it's just like, I didn't really want to root for either team because I was just like, Tom Brady, like he's just always ruining everything for everyone else. You know, respectfully, it's hard to argue that he's not the GOAT. 7 rings. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue. But because the Chiefs were in our division, I was like, all right, go Tampa Bay, I guess. Also, we love Bruce Arians.
We do.
We think that man is a genius from his all or nothing days with the Arizona Cardinals. I was happy
he got a head coaching ring.
Yes, because he has a ring, I think, as an assistant coach, but I don't think he had one as a head coach.
I think that's right. We could be wrong. We are not a football podcast. But
right. But one of the best parts of the Super Bowl was those commercials, and I think my favorite one was that milk one where the CEO was playing piano.
That is absolutely my favorite commercial. It was a commercial for Oatly. It made no sense. It wasn't funny. Like it
was funny.
It was funny, but it wasn't supposed to be funny.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what they were going for.
The best part was the CEO was doing all of that.
He's just playing like a keyboard, like not even all the octaves. Like it's a mini keyboard. It's like one you buy without all the pieces on it, and he's like playing it and like
in a field.
And he's like, I don't remember what the words were. I remember laughing at them. It was like, oh wow,
yeah,
no cow. It was so
no cow. That's exactly what it was. And I think at like many commercials, once they ended, Steve and I would just like look at each other and just start cracking up. That one, Ashton Kutcher singing to Mila Kunis.
That was weird.
What are we doing here?
Like, I know Super Bowl commercials are historically hilarious and, you know, people laugh at them, but like there were just a lot of commercials last night that was like, this isn't even funny for whatever reason they thought it was funny.
Right.
This is just...
We're making fun of it.
My jaw is on the floor. Like, how is this happening?
The one thing that was interesting was that they would have one dumb commercial like that, and then it would have like a very inspiring, like, be the change you want to see in the world. Yeah. And we'd be like, oh, yes, like, do that, be the change. And then it'd go back to the funny, stupid. And it's just like, you guys got to figure out how to organize these. Yeah, they were just taking us in different directions.
It was hard to pick one. I thought the weekend was surprising. I'm not even a fan. Like it is what it is. But the weekend isn't really. I'm more like when Bruce Springsteen did the Super Bowl. It's more my jam. But
he was good.
I was impressed by that. I mean, mostly my head. I'm like, how did he get down on the field that fast?
Yeah, that was true. And I was very happy because there were a lot of photos on social media about the weekend getting plastic surgery, and he looked very weird and wrong. And I thought, he did this before performing on the Super Bowl? Like, this isn't a good idea. But then he looked fine. Like, I think, all of the background dancers had the bandages on them. Which might have been a statement about, I don't know what that was about.
I don't know what that was about, but I'm sure it meant something. I think the real winner last night was the guy who ran on the field.
Yes. Oh, the guy
Has that
ran on
ever
the
been
field.
done in a Super Bowl?
I don't think so.
I mean, I've seen it done a lot, but like, has that ever been done in a Super Bowl?
not that I remember. And Steven was fortunate enough to find a video of Kevin Harlan, great announcer. He does a lot of basketball. Awesome. He was announcing the game on another channel. And, you know, when Tony Romo and Jim Nantz were commentating, like when he ran on the field, they were like, oh, we got a fan. We'll be right back. They just cut the commercial. But
that's what they do. But
Kevin Harlan was like, he's down at the 10. He's down at the 5. He slides at the 1.
He's pulling down his pants. Pull up your pants, my man.
Pull up your pants, my man. Oh, wow. Like it was he did not take a second off.
I just want to know what people think they're accomplishing when they do that.
They're just stalling
I know they're
the
drunk.
game.
I know they're drunk. But
they're gonna
in
get tackled by security.
What good do you think is gonna come of that when you run down? I mean, if he ran down on the field with like a flag that had a cause on it, I would at least be like, oh well, at least he's trying to get his cause out there. But when you're just drunk and with no clothes on and you're just like, I'm on the field, like I don't understand what the goal is.
Yeah, I don't understand why, like, especially if you have a nice seat. I'm trying to enjoy the game.
You got tickets to the Super Bowl.
He just ruined it.
And now you're in jail. Or wherever they put those people.
I would love to hear his story and to hear why. He probably lost a bet.
Yeah, email us, thehopod@gmail.com if you listen to our show.
There we go.
He lost a bet. If you lose this bet, you have to run on the field during the Super Bowl.
Speaking of bets, real quick, I did see a video, a bunch of guys who were watching the game, they put money on the first opening kick, like the first kick of the game, not being a touchback, and it wasn't. The guy ran out, and so they were like going nuts at the beginning of the game because they put money on the fact that like there wasn't going to be a touchback, which I didn't even know you could bet on.
That's a very specific bet.
Apparently it's a thing, but yeah, so the second they saw him start running, they started cheering and jumping up and down, and I thought, God, I don't understand betting.
What a weird thing to root for.
I don't know.
All right, we got to get out of here. Well, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and to Tom Brady. And because of you, we featured Cigar City Brewing.
But like I said, the Packers and the Chargers are now undefeated.
Exactly.
It resets.
It's a little thing. And we'll say it again. Rookie of the Year, MVP.
We have cause to celebrate.
We won too, Tampa Bay.
Damn straight.
Follow, like, and subscribe, all those things that we mentioned at the top of the show. Thank you for listening to us, and we hope you found it fun and informative and entertaining. Get in touch with us if you have any feedback. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll be back next week because we're always back next week.
We do our job. We love you all. Drink good beer, say nice things, love each other, do all that fun stuff.
Cheers, everybody.
Woo!